Matt, Renee, I'm here on Anthony Way, and this pink house behind me is where 66-year-old Carlos Angelo lived with his mother. And as I told you on KEZI 9 News at 4, neighbors say this all started with leaves, and they tell me that basically neighbors on both sides of this street were pushing leaves back and forth, and somehow, some way, the first victim was shot right here in the middle of the street. Now, I spoke with the neighbor who lives a few houses down, and he says he knew Angelo from church because they went to the same one. And he said even though Angelo was always quiet, he was always super friendly, and he was always sitting in the same spot at church with his mom every Sunday. So when I asked him if he was surprised that this happened, he told me he was shocked because very recently one of the men who was shot was actually seen helping Angelo with his yard work. Now, I asked many neighbors living on Anthony Way if they knew the two parties involved, and everyone told me they did. And I'm told the three people who were shot lived across the street from Angelo, and neighbors believe it was a husband and a wife who were shot and another family member. Some neighbors say the two parties have had some issues with leaves in the past, but said this is completely out of the blue. The neighbor I spoke with who knew Angelo says the community at St. Peter's Church is really shaken up.
He goes to our church. He takes care of his mom and everything. He's a real quiet guy. He's always friendly. See him every Sunday at church, and it was just terrible. I mean, something must have cracked. I think it was they were pushing leaves back and forth across the street, and something just cracked.
Many neighbors say they heard the gunshots and police told them to stay in their homes. And even though many of them didn't actually see it in action, they saw Angelo's body on his mother's porch after he took his own life.